Hey guys, welcome back to rhrjen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. We're taking a look at Best of Saint Meghan Markle. That's right, that's the Reddit group breaking down all the happenings with Harry and Meghan. And they are up to so much stuff. I thought it'd be a good way to cover some of the stuff that's being talked about with those two and hit the highs and hit the lows and everything in between. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos. And I sincerely appreciate that very much. I truly do. Also, if you're new here, just a reminder, I do have a second channel. It's called Goose Adventure. That's where I'm detailing my weight loss. I'm down just over 140 pounds. And I'm talking about what I did, how I did it, my befores, my afters, what's working for me, all that stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Now let's jump right on in, shall we? Starting with this. Have you seen this? Again, this is directly from St. Meghan Markle. And this is something that I've seen as well, this rumor floating around. I wasn't sure if you'd seen it. It says Archie and Lily's face. Can somebody explain to me why on social media is saying Markle has finally shown Archie and Lily's faces when their faces are both blurred and doesn't really show their faces at all? Am I missing something? Well, I'm glad that they brought this up because I heard the same thing. I had a friend message and say, did she show their faces fully? And I said, well, not in some big grand reveal. We keep seeing hints and backs of heads and stuff and then some blurred stuff, but not that I'm aware of. Well, sure enough, people have dug in and said, nope, it's BS. They actually believe what's going on is that the Harkles are putting this out. I have to say allegedly, putting these feelers out there to see what the interest would be in releasing the photos. I don't know if that's the case or not, but honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point. I think it's weird how much it gets teased that we're going to see the kids. At this point, who cares? Am I the only one that thinks that? Who cares? I think it's weird that they demanded titles and then withhold the pictures, but the pictures themselves, like I've always said, I don't talk about the kids. The kids have a right to privacy. They didn't ask for this crap. But when you demand titles for your kids and then act like it's this huge burden to be in the line of succession, you can't have it both ways, I don't think. So I think that's a beef that a lot of people have with them. But I think this is an interesting theory right here, is that it's something being put out by potentially Meghan and Harry, or just Meghan, to gauge crowd interest. Somebody else says it's astounding how hypocritical they are. I always say the same thing. I think so too. That they continue to use their own children as bait on social media while they pretend to stand on the platform of child safety in social media. I say the same thing. It's just mind-boggling. People need to start calling them out on this. 1,000, I almost said a million, 1,000,000% I agree. It's mind-boggling the level of hypocrisy on that level, but also, again, preaching online safety. And as I always say, their group, the group that follows them, the Sussex Squad, the mediocre mafia, are some of the worst on the internet. People, all kinds of people have called them out on how awful their behavior is. We saw it firsthand with Catherine, Princess of Wales. So it's just a level of hypocrisy like I've never seen while they're preaching online safety, but yet allowing, and I do say allowing because they never call it out, their followers to be so hateful online. How do you explain that? You can't. It's really wild to see this going on, given how they are touting child safety and the dangers of harms exactly online, but continue to violate the privacy of their children, and the media is silent. Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's so sad that Meghan is ashamed of them. Seems she wants to micromanage and curate their image and who they are instead of embracing them. So that's an interesting theory that I read a lot too, is that she somehow, and again, we're not talking about the kids, I'm talking about the idiot parents. There's a theory floating around that she is ashamed because maybe they appear like the Markle side or even the Raglan side, something like that, versus the speculation that they were hoping that they would appear more Spencer so they could tie it back to Diana. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I will say it's weird to me how she seems to, in my opinion, tune the kid. I don't know what the word is. Is it whatever color tune the kid's hair to be more red again to show a connection to Harry. I feel like if he wasn't who he was, not that he's anybody, but you know what I mean? If he wasn't related to who he's related to, she would absolutely do it the other way. She'd want it to be like, look at my kids, they're just like me, that kind of thing. All right. So, and then this one says, uh, I'd love to know why. And I think it's because they look more Markle than Diana. If they look like Diana, they would have already been paraded around. Maybe they're onto something. I do wonder if it's something along those lines. She's testing to see if people Google and bring traffic. Soft launch before they debut on the Whole Lies. Oh, holidays. Oh my goodness. The Whole Lies Day special. Full faces to the world. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the any residual excitement about seeing them is over. She's teased it too much. Did you ever like there's YouTubers that did that and I did it for a little bit, but hopefully not too much, but there are YouTubers that have teased face reveals and then they tease it so long that it kind of loses its luster and then it's like eh. There was some big YouTuber, is it Dream? Is that what they're called? I might have the name wrong and I really didn't even follow them, but I remember hearing the story that everybody was curious what they looked like for so long and and this person teased it for so long that when they finally did the reveal, it was just like, okay. And then I think, like, all right, the mystery's gone. So I feel like they've just oversaturated and over teased it. But let's continue on with another topic, not including, but going with this one. What is triggering Rachel's massive attention-seeking rampage? I've noticed the same. I mean, how could we not? We've all noticed the same. That's what it feels like to me as well. The stunts are getting a little louder and a little crazier every single time. So this person's asking, what would trigger such a thing? To which the choices were Princess Catherine's successful French and US state visits and front page descriptions of fairy tale princess, the Harkles Netflix deal being canned, massively downgraded, with love Meghan being critically banned and largely ignored by viewers, the Harkles' ongoing financial difficulties and increasing irrelevance, the specter of potentially losing the use of their royal styles and titles, Victoria Beckham's Netflix show. Now, as you can see here, I actually voted for the Harkles' ongoing financial difficulties and increasing irrelevance. I feel like it's that because the further they slip into oblivion, the harder they seem to be fighting against it by doing more outlandish things. That's just my opinion. You can definitely let me know which one you vote for. If I had to pick a different one, I thought about maybe it has to do with the royal titles, but it seems to be longer than that they've been fighting harder. So maybe it has to do with all their deals flopping, something like that. You can definitely let me know what you think it is in the comments. But we did get pictures such as this, which you guys are brilliant. Sorry, just yelled into the mic. You guys are brilliant. You pointed out that you thought, I kept saying, they look like they're a million miles apart, like holding hands. What is that? It's so weird. They actually appear closer in this photo than I've seen. In the other photos, they're even further apart, just like, ugh. It's like a middle school dance. Like, anyway, but then you guys pointed out, Jen, she's making an M with their picture. Of course she is. I didn't even think about that. You're brilliant. Thank you to everybody who left me that comment. It's so cringe. I do this when I cringe, so I'm cringing so hard. I'm hiding behind my hands because it's that crazy. But you're right. That's what it is, isn't it? She's making an M. Oh my God. All right. Who wants to hold hands with me and make a J for Jennifer? Pumpkin. Jen patch. I figured since it's I don't know what day this is going up. If it's Halloween, happy Halloween. If it's near Halloween, well, still happy Halloween. If it's the day after Halloween, hope you had a good Halloween. I'm filming a bunch of stuff because I'm about to leave for vacation. So, but stick with me because I have lots of new stuff coming out. But I'm saying, like, if they do something crazy while I'm away for a couple days, don't worry, I'll cover as soon as I get back. But I'm batch recording. So, whatever day this is, happy that day to you. And if it's Halloween, happy Halloween. One of these recordings, I'm going to try to dress. I have a shirt that's like Catherine's. I'm going to try to dress like Catherine. So I'll be Catherine for Halloween. But anyway, here are Harry and Meghan at that Dodgers game. I don't follow sports. Baseball game. They look really PO'd at each other. And believe me, I always get comments saying, well, it's normal. You don't smile every minute of the day. So if you get a photo, yeah, you can have RBF. Of course you can. I'm the queen of art. I don't mean to. Sometimes when I'm in deep thought, I accidentally scowl. And so if you saw me at the wrong time, you think, what's up with Jen? Nothing. I'm probably just working out some math equation in my head that I can't figure out. What is 2 plus 2? No, I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Like I can make faces too, but it is funny. There were a bunch of scowls at this game and reports of booze at this game. Maybe that's why they had so many scowls. I don't know. All right, continuing on. So, this is the sorry, got posted out of order. This is the what am I trying to say? The words that the original poster posted along with the poll saying, as we know, Rachel's been on a massive attention-seeking rampage for months now, from the pap walks, dropping dead flowers on cold food, fake pay-for-play awards, bizarre Zoolander pretend catwalk. Anyway, they're just talking about, what do you think's going on? And leave me in the comments, what do you think's going on? Is there a massive catalyst? I don't know if it's that cut and dry. I think it's overall fatigue with Meghan. And so she has to do crazier things. Well, with Harry and Meghan, they have to do crazier things to try to garner any kind of clicks or attention. So I wonder if it is something like that. All the above, but Em knows her time. Sorry, their window for making it is closing. Although it closed back in 2019, the Wales children are growing up. Once George is officially a teenager, goes to Eton likely. And Charlotte being so close in age to him will mean Archie and Lily will be older news than they already are. King Charles won't be around for a long time. Well, we don't know. And once William is king, the Wales children will also be around the perfect age when all eyes will be on them. That's such an interesting point as far as the Wales children. It's something we always know, but I really didn't think about, yeah, that's true. They are, coming of age, and more interest will, come on them as the future. And it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. And yeah, I just don't think there's much interest for kids. And again, it's not about the kids. I'm talking about for Harry and Meghan's kids in terms of they're not royal. They're not working royals. So they're just kids. So again, why push for the titles? They're just kids. We know why they push for the titles, but in general, they're just kids. It's not, there's no interest there because their parents aren't interesting. So 100% agree. She saw comments pointing out the odd body language from the pumpkin patch photo shoot. Oh, so they're talking about what was up with Meghan's clawed grip and what's going on, and that weird body language again from the pumpkin patch. Okay, side note, I live in the South. I talk about this. So sometimes I accidentally say pumpkin. I just did. I didn't mean to. But I had a boss who was really funny. He was such a nice guy, and he was just this Southern guy that would say Halloween pumpkin. So anytime I say pumpkin, I accidentally I did it again. I accidentally slip into Southern and say pumpkin. Eats pumpkins, don't you know? Good God, I sound like my dad. My dad. But yeah, the pumpkin patch. The pumpkin patch photo shoot. But Harry was leaning away from her clawed grip. and then frantically started making calls, harassing whoever she could to get tickets to an event where they would be seen together, so in love. Okay, so that's what they're talking about, the weird body language at this game and calling it a date night, things like that. I saw that too. I have another theory on this, and that is, she just launched on As Ever the candles. I say it like that because it was like $64, whatever it was, for those stupid candles that nobody can smell. They're just sight or smell unsmelled, sight unseen, smell unsmelled online for something that has no reputation, no following. Okay, sure, Jan. I'm sure people want to line up to pay that. But um, one of them was based on their wedding, which she called a spectacle, by the way. And so she has to portray that they're in love because she needs to sell some candles. Before, I was of the opinion she doesn't care to sell anything, and I still wonder, but I think they're in finance. It's just my opinion. I have no inside knowledge. I don't know, but I'm not in their finances. But I just wonder if they're hemorrhaging money, and now she actually does need to sell candles. She needs to sell the story that they're in love. So this is our honeymoon period. This is our. Remember, she said that on one of the podcasts. It was either Ermagerd. Any chance I have to say that is good with me, or it was Jamie Kern Lima's podcast. I don't know. She said it was their honeymoon phase. Maybe she thinks honeymoon means something different, like where you can't stand somebody and you just want to like stand far away, accidentally brush up against them and not in a fun way. I don't know. Gross. I don't want to think about those two brushing up against each other. Anyway, so they're saying this is a clap back to all this. I wonder if it's just a ploy to try to sell candles, honeymoon candles. Oh, it's crazy. The time to capitalize on the attention is now before the Wales children are the main focus. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, same thing for sure. Also, I would imagine when the merching starts with full face shots, any perceived interest in her wanes. Okay, so I brought this up too. I thought this was such a good point. I've said the same. I actually wonder if she doesn't blur the kids and obscure them, not for privacy reasons, but because she doesn't want the attention off her. She doesn't want to compete. She wants people to click on them, but she wants to be the main focus. So how can she do that if she shows the kids? Such a weird phenomenon. Anybody that has kids, even if you don't have kids, you can understand the concept that when a kid comes into your life, whether it's your kid or a niece or a nephew or whatever, when the kids are around, like that's it. And honestly, when you're a parent, that's it. Meaning, I love my parents, but my mom would admit, like, hi Gigi, if you're watching, when the gosling's around, like I'm chopped liver, like basically, like get out of the way. You were okay until this thing came. Now we don't care about you anymore. That's her pushing me out of the way. She would never, but pushing me backwards, like, come here, Gosling. We want to hear about you. And you know what? Who could blame her? The Gosling's the cutest. So I'd want to hear about the Gosling other than me as well. So, but that's just how it goes. That's the circle. That's how it's supposed to be, And so most normal people have no problem with that. I get it. Like, I should just open my parents' door, shove the Gosling in, and close the door and be like, see you guys in a week. They wouldn't even notice that I was gone. That's how it should be, and that's okay. I've had my chance. It's fine. Most normal people understand that. I don't believe that Meghan or Harry understand that, especially Meghan, perhaps, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's the circle of life. Nobody gives a crap about you. I think once you hit the age of 20, whatever, like nobody gives a crap about you anymore. Let's see the younger ones. That's how it goes. And that's maybe how it should be. I don't know. All right. And then I thought this was an interesting line of comments here saying their answer is all the above. In my honest opinion, at this point, Meghan Markle lives in a perpetual state of narcissistic injury. She also operates in an automatic, almost robotic manner. I think so too. Something doesn't work. Let's do it again. Look like a fool in public. Get up. Do something else to look like a fool in public. This is also appropriate called the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And then this person is pointing out, yeah, indeed. She also operates in an automatic, almost robotic manner. It's a good way of explaining her bizarre behavior. A neurotypical brain is just baffled by her strange, repetitive behavior. But that's the way narcs are. I find that so interesting. I always have this fascination with psychology, and she is a they both are. Harry and Meghan, psychological study like I've never seen. It is so interesting to me to watch. Even if I can't stand them and I talk about how awful they are, it's interesting to watch because, yeah, it's that Energizer bunny. They keep going and going and going and going, but it's kind of fun to watch. It's crazy. All right, let's talk about this one. Will Markle turn up in Jamaica for a spot of disaster tourism? Or has she pivoted away from the kind deeds of World Center Kitchen to place herself firmly in the vacuous rich lady space? That's an interesting point. So, she hung so much on Jamaica before. Don't worry. I've got the pictures. They did so much in Jamaica before. I'm just making this face because the pictures, oh, they make me so happy to see. They're so funny. From their Jamaica tourism. And now, unfortunately, Jamaica has been hit with a devastating hurricane. I hate that. I hope everybody's okay. Thoughts and prayers with them, of course. And so people are wondering, is she going to turn up for some disaster tourism for Jamaica? Let's hope not, because I want people who are actually doing good to be there to be able to help, not some disaster tourists trying to take photos. But allow me to remind you all of the last time they were in Jamaica, because these are some of my favorite pictures. There's this one with Harry looking annoyed, and this person has beautifully captured it. There's been some misunderstanding because they showed up like this. He's a wrinkled mess. She's in a wrinkled ball gown in a movie theater with sticky floors. I love it. That makes me so ridiculously happy and cracks me up. And then there's this picture, one of my favorites of Lady Marmalade. I don't know. So funny. So funny. Just the idea of sitting in one of those folded theater seats in a ball gown. Look at how people are dressed around them. Yep. It's for the Marley premiere. And she is taking herself very seriously in this dumb dress, in this reclining theater seat. Oh, God, I love it. I love how she's trying to put on a brave face, and I love how annoyed he looks. So funny. But let me know in the comments if you think they'll show up and what your thoughts are on all of this. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Definitely leave your comments on all of it, on the Archie and Lily of it all, and why you think the rumor is being spread that they showed their faces. What's going on for this latest frantic PR push out of the two of them? Do you think it's financial related? Do you think it's something else, just attention seeking, all the above? And do you think that anything will happen with Jamaica? Now, by the time this releases, maybe something will have already happened. So if they've already done something, that's why I sound out of date. Again, I'm going out of town. I'm excited. So taking a few days away, if I'm not as active in the comments, that's why. But do leave me your comments because I love to read them, and I will read them, and I will respond when I get back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I hope you all have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Oh boy, that's some dancing. All right. Wait, I did this wrong. Let's try that again. Ready? Hi, how are you? If you're like, what's going on, Jen? I don't know. This is something I do at the end of my videos where I just have a little bonus extra conversation with you all. So I thought I would do that. How are you? How are things? Yes, I'm excited. I'm taking just a few days, going on a little trip, spend some time with a friend. It'll be fun and a little adventure. But, if they do crazy things, I will hit it when I get back. Lots of new stuff coming out, so still check back to the channel. Watch my shorts. I'll have some shorts going up, stuff like that, but I will be back shortly, not taking too long, but I'll be thinking about the flock. But if you stay tuned to the end, let me know in the comments by what is their next PR move? What do you think their next ridiculous thing will be? Will it be another paparazzi like walk, backgrid situation? Do you think it'll be some sort of faux disaster thing? Do you think it will be some sort of humanitarian effort, or will they come up with some other crazy thing? Let me know in the comments. Some other date night for their love. Gross. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. I hope you guys have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.